What is good, YouTube? Will here, owner of Swift Solutions Pro Wash, and you can see I've got some dirty concrete behind me. We're gonna clean this up. I'm gonna teach you guys how to pressure wash a driveway in under 1 hour and make 150 bucks. Who doesn't want to do that? So let's get straight into it. So the first thing you're gonna need is some kind of ladder. No, I'm kidding. So what you'll need first is obviously some kind of pressure washer. I have a 4 gallon a minute, 4,000 psi. Obviously, people do this with, Home Depot pressure washers, the little 2 gallon a minutes. But if you want to get done fast and efficiently, you're going to have to invest in one of these. At least a 4 gallon, I'd recommend. If not, you may be here a little longer than an hour. And you can do this working right out of the bed of your truck. You can see I've got a little mini Ford Ranger with a topper on it. And I'm full time in this business. So if you need to make it happen, you can make it happen. Next up, you'll need some pressure hose, and I assume most of them come with 3/8, but you want to match that. Also match the PSI of the hose with whatever machine you're running. Mine is 4,000 PSI. I don't think I run it at that all the time, but somewhere on here it says 4,200, but 3/8 4,200 hose. Most of it's rubbed off, but there you go. Next is your regular water hose. You don't need this. You could use the customer's water, but if you're portraying that you're running a business, I don't recommend you pull up to the customer's house and ask if you can use their water hose because you don't have one. So it's good to invest in one of these, but if you're like a kid or something and you don't have the money for one of these yet, you can ask the customer if it's okay. I have had customers ask me if I wanted to use theirs, and I still use mine anyways. But sometimes it comes in handy if you need a little bit extra length, but you do not need this necessarily. But if you're going to try and run a business, I would highly recommend it. And lastly is a surface cleaner. I believe this one is 16 inches, and that's pretty much perfect for the 4 gallon a minute machine. Obviously, you go down in size the lower gallons per minute you have. In an ideal world, you want about 4 inches per gallon a minute, so 4 gallons a minute, 16 inches. This also isn't necessary though. If you don't have the money to go out and spend on one of these, you could use just the wand and either the yellow tip for the stubborn stuff, but the green tip, it would just take you all day. You definitely wouldn't get it done in an hour, but you could do driveways with that. If you are going to do it with the wand, I highly recommend you pick up one of these turbo nozzles. It will make your life a lot easier if you're doing concrete with a wand. And I'll show you guys how this works today because I'm actually on a new setup right now and it's not the most efficient. You'll see what I'm talking about a little later on. First things first, you want to run your water hose to the spigot. You want to make sure that you test the spigot to make sure it's putting out enough water. Sorry if you guys can hear me. To make sure it's putting out enough water to match your machine. If not, you'll run your pump dry and you will ruin it. And you want to connect the other end to your machine. Next, you want to take whatever end of your pressure hose goes into your machine. Go ahead and put that in there. Make sure that it clicks and you can spin the collar. So that looks good. With the other end of your hose, I highly recommend you getting one of these. It's called a ball valve. You can get them for cheap. I don't recommend getting a cheap one. But if you're just starting out, you can go with a cheaper one. And what this pretty much does is it allows you to turn the water on and off from just the end of the hose, which is a huge help. If not, you would have to run back to the machine and turn the water off, turn the machine off. Go ahead and disconnect your wand and put your surface cleaner on, or disconnect your surface cleaner and put your wand on, depending on if you're cleaning or if you're rinsing. So being able to turn this off without having to do all that is going to save you a lot of time. It's a great investment. I don't think I would ever be pressure washing without one of these. It sucks. Trust me. So with that being said, after your ball valve would either come your wand or your surface cleaner. I usually start with the wand and go around the creases like here where the surface cleaner wouldn't be able to reach. Obviously the paint on this is coming up a little bit. I asked them if they wanted me to hit this and they said yes, so we're going to do it. But I usually start going around the creases just where the surface cleaner can't reach. That way I can come back with the surface cleaner and just knock everything out and then go ahead and rinse afterwards. And everything's done in one swipe. So after you've got everything connected, you want to go ahead and run the water through your machine, through your hoses. Make sure it's coming out the other side. Make sure that all the air is out of the system. You don't want to be running air through your pump, even though it will get out eventually. You definitely don't want it to be in there once you start it. So what I recommend doing is just turning the water on, letting everything run through until it's kind of just flowing naturally. Then you go ahead and start the machine and whatnot and get to work. So as soon as you turn it on, there will be some air bubbles in here, and it will not be flowing as it is now. It'll be kind of sputtering. You'll see it like stop and start. So after all that is finished up and it looks like this, you can close your ball valve. If you don't have a ball valve, I would recommend you having whatever you're going to start with on the end of this and just hold the trigger until all the air is out. But it looks like all the air is out, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So as you can see, with the ball valve, I can turn this on and off just at the end of the hose, which makes it a really awesome tool for switching from your wand to your surface cleaner. We're going to go ahead and turn the machine on and get started. So as you can see here, I'm going over the edges with the wand, just the area that the surface cleaner wouldn't be able to reach. And the homeowner actually told me they were replacing this front door area with tile, so I just went over it with the surface cleaner. Otherwise, I would never use pressure on that painted area. But as you can see, I go over the edges with my surface cleaner. I see a lot of people on YouTube actually using their wand and outlining the entire driveway, and I feel like that just wastes a lot of time. But you can get it done a lot more efficiently, and the edges actually clean up really nice just going over with the surface cleaner and then going ahead and rinsing everything down. Obviously, this driveway isn't perfect. It's pretty old concrete. There's a lot of oil stains and whatnot that's not going to come up just from the standard pressure washing. And that's an expectation that you just have to set with a customer. Most of the time, they're very understanding of stuff like that. But you can see here, I'm just going at a really steady pace, working my way down the driveway. Actually going around the edges with the surface cleaner makes it super easy to just bounce back and forth. You're not fighting with the grass, you're not fighting with any decorations, just one constant speed. Then I go ahead and rinse everything just about to the sidewalks before I start actually working on the sidewalks. And you can see here, that water started to pool up on me pretty fast, so I wanted to take care of the areas that were going to get flooded first, just so that I wasn't fighting that water as much. And I'm not going to get into using any chemicals in this video. This video is just for the absolute beginner, teaching you guys how to speed things up a little bit and be a little more efficient. But chemicals do play a major role in exterior cleaning, especially bleach. So if you guys want an in-depth video on how to get your bleach, how to use it, how to mix it, how to apply it, comment down below and I'll make a video just like this one explaining everything that YouTube didn't tell me about bleach. But back to the driveway, you can see this concrete came out looking 100 times better than it did before. Obviously, it's old, it's not perfect. You're still going to see all those little oil stains that don't come up just from your standard pressure washing. But overall, the customer was very satisfied with the outcome. This could easily be 150 bucks in your pocket in just an hour. But here are the before and afters. As you can see, the side by side looks very, very different. And as the concrete dries up even more, it's going to return to that bright white color. But that looks like a job well done to me. I'm going to hand the mic back over to Will to finish us out with some more words of wisdom. So as you can see, this is definitely doable within an hour, maybe an hour and a half if you have some complications or something. But once you get a routine down and you're pretty efficient with it, you can definitely knock it out within an hour. I know there's going to be a couple of people in the comments saying you didn't pre-treat, you didn't post-treat. I personally do post-treat. This is just a video for the absolute basics, maybe even homeowners or people just getting into pressure washing. I just wanted to share a few things from my experience that YouTube didn't tell me when I was first starting out that would have been really, really helpful for me. So I hope I achieved that in this video. Just going through the absolute basics and tips and stuff that I've learned through my journey that I think can help other people. But I've got some more awesome content I need to go record for you guys. But if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and share it to someone you think may need it. And I do plan on doing this style of video for a house wash as well. So if you guys want to see that beginner's guide to soft washing a house, let me know down below. With that being said, I will catch you guys in the next video.